of grass, locate fish. The thing is, when you locate fish in that situation, typically there's a school of them in that area. So yeah, and then for years and years, fishing, from like the late '90s all the way through the 2000s. I enjoyed in January. A lot of the tours would always start there. Didn't matter whether it was bass or FLW series, or the low, like that Everstar, whatever they call it now, Toyota series or something. I don't know. But used to enjoy going to Florida in January. Actually, 2000 was fishing. That's when that fishing Okeechobee did well. Made a stupid mistake, cost me from a top 30 cut, finished 31st, but that was the cut. Dumb mistake. Penalized a pound for weighing in a short fish because it was 14-inch limit, and I didn't measure it. It looked like it was 14, but it wasn't. So I ended up with that 1 pound penalty, put me one spot outside the cut. So lesson learned, right? So that was 2000, and it's something that the year 2000, it was something I never thought I was going to see, and celebrated that with my friends. Went to Walmart and bought like a Let's Go Help Daddy fireworks kit, shot it off in the parking lot of the hotel. But that was New Year's Eve back in 2000. So pretty cool story. So here's all these western lakes: California, Washington, Arizona. Up Idaho. I've never fished any of those. That's in the Western Division. If you look up, there's the magazine. Look up those. Most of those I have not fished. And then there's 2 pages of them not fished. Like I said, I've fished 36 out of these 100 this time because there's so many out west. Then they kind of come back to the Northeast, which of course, that's us. That's me rather. They list Lake Erie again, Lake Champlain. A lot of good tournaments on Champlain. A lot of experiences there. Best one being last year, winning the regional qualifier for bass up there. Cayuga, yep, many times. Smith Mountain Lake, awesome lake. Smith Mountain Lake, one of my favorite lakes, absolutely gorgeous. Reminds me of Winnipesaukee area. The lake and the surrounding area, very similar. Cobbesseconee, what can you say if you've never fished Cobby? You got to get up to Maine and fish Cobbesseconee. China Lake, we fished China Lake. My first time I fished China Lake a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago. Just barely, almost won that. Was leading the first day and, had just got edged out a little bit. The second day for our state championship on China Lake, but fell in love with that place. Can't wait to go back. Candlewood, 100%. Okay, Candlewood, and it's deservingly so on this list. Presque Isle Bay, Lake Erie, phenomenal. If you've never gone there, it's a huge bay, protected, and loaded with big largemouth and smallmouth, loaded. And you don't even have to go out onto the lake, and you'll have an amazing experience. Oneida in New York, yep, fished it, for bass. I don't think FLW, but fished in the Elite Series tournament there too. Upper Chesapeake Bay, yep, great fishery, very unique fishery. Highly recommend it. Potomac River, love the Potomac River. Most recently went back for a regional there, Bass Nation Regional, and almost made the nationals there. Love it. It's my deal all day long. Chautauqua, yep, fished there. Had an outdoor rider event there. Fished Chautauqua. Winnipesaukee, I've been fishing Lake Winnipesaukee since 1994. Recently just had our state championships there. Last year, year before. Almost won that. Fishing was horrible when we were there, but it's phenomenal now. The smallmouth fishery there, just so you know, Low numbers, not quality. I mean, a few in the springtime, pre-spawn, a few 4 and 5 pounders will show up. The place is loaded with a 2, 2.5, 2 3/4, 3 pound smallmouth, loaded. But the big largemouth are coming back, and that's usually what wins tournaments now, is those big largemouth. So I like that. Lake Cumberland, Kentucky. Yes, I fished Lake Cumberland in Kentucky. That's a really unique lake, and it has really good smallmouth fishery, smallmouth in it as well. So that's pretty much, that's that. That's the top 100 from Bassmaster. I have a top 30 from Mass that they listed, is listed online. I'm gonna top 30 lakes from Fishmaster website. So I'll talk about that in another spot. So this went, I can't even see how long it is, but I apologize for that. But that's the top 100 lakes according to Bassmaster, the ones I've fished. A few stories about some of them. I could go on and on for hours. I really could. But let me know if you've fished any of those, what your experiences were. I'd love to hear it. All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next video.